Well, thank you very much, Ken Workington, and welcome everyone to a Saturday night at the Meadowlands, a special in the sulky guest, Mr. Mike Gullotta, standardbred owner and breeder in New Jersey and the owner of Deo Valente Farms. But Mike, we're here to talk about something more important than harness racing, and that is your ongoing effort to help the homeless and displaced people in Haiti who were devastated by that monster hurricane. I guess it's been about 10 years ago. You spent countless hours and countless dollars on the Grand Boulage project. Tell us a little bit about that.
Grand Boulage actually followed a project that we did to build houses in Haiti for homeless families. So my wife and I were in church one Sunday. We saw an ad for a charity called Food for the Poor. And it was the Sunday prior to the first Canadian Pacing Derby victory by Liz Mara. And I turned to her and I said, you know, if Liz Mara wins next Saturday, we should build a house for a homeless family. And immediately, she's got a great heart. Immediately she said, absolutely. And so we built that house, and then every time he raced, we built another house. And he got up to 21 houses. And they actually named a street Liz Mara Drive in Port-au-Prince. The school came later.
Very, very generous. And Liz Mara was sensational that year, too, and really kind of steamrolled that project. Like you say, you built a school, you built the houses, and this is a devastated area. And what you've been able to do down there is just amazing. And I'm sure it's very appreciated down there as well.
It is. The children, when we had the grand opening, the children were there with signs saying, thank you, God bless you. You gave us a future, you saved our lives. And that is the most wonderful feeling you could ever have.
And it's not only the homes, Mike, but the school that you build, and you're still looking to raise some more money for computers and for teaching aids and things like that. And I know the harness racing community has really supported your efforts.
The harness racing community has been tremendous. Jeff Corral is probably the most generous man I have ever met, and I applaud him and I thank him publicly. People really should, know the man for how good he really is, not just for saving harness racing in New Jersey, but having the heart that he has to help us build that school. And but many in the harness racing industry. I mean, I don't want to name any other names because I don't want to leave anybody out. But there are so many people who were so helpful in building this school.
And Mike, our viewers that are watching tonight, or those of people that are here on track at the Meadowlands, is there a website they can log on to make a donation and find out more?
So we're gonna start a next phase for this project, and the next phase will be to put solar panels and a computer lab at the school. The website is www.foodforthepoor.org/GBS. Every dollar that you send in will go toward building that computer lab, toward building the, providing electricity for the school.
Fantastic, Mike. And not only are you helping to revitalize that devastated area down there, you're working on revitalizing New Jersey harness racing, because you are now standing at Deo Valente Farm, the Hambletonian winner Trixton, and you talk about a big shot in the arm for a state that needed it. That was it right there.
Well, Trixton is a dream come true. He's a wonderful horse. He was a $360,000 yearling. He's a magnificent looking animal. His father was a Hambletonian. He was a Hambletonian winner. His grandfather was a Hambletonian winner. And on the dam side, they're just loaded with stallions. So he is a big shot in the arm for New Jersey.
And we were talking before we went on air. The book of mares he's gotten for his first year, you're breeding like 140 mares in the Garden State, and it reads like a who's who of brood mares and harness racing.
It is a who's who. I mean, he's got Check Me Out, he's got D-Train, he's got Graceful Touch, he's got the dam of Mission Brief, Southwind Serena, he's got Dream Angel, who sold a $400,000 yearling last fall. So, and many, Queen Serene. I don't. Again, it just keeps going on and on. It's a fabulous group of mares and a full book.
And Mike, you are the chairman of the Board of Trustees of the New Jersey Sire Stakes. And the Sire Stakes in New Jersey, that program used to be one of the best in the country, but all the stallions have left for states with the slots. This is just a huge chance to get this program going again and get some more of those breeding farms back in operation.
My prediction is that once we succeed, and we will succeed, New Jersey will come back to its position of preeminence in the harness racing industry. People will be buying farms up, they'll be employing people here, mares will be coming in, stallions will be coming back. It will be like it was never, even better than it was before.
And Mike, you are very well connected politically. I'd like to ask you, what's your opinion on the future of slots here at the Meadowlands, perhaps a casino here at the Meadowlands racetrack? Just a pipe dream, or do you think it could be a reality?
Oh, no, it's not a pipe dream. All right, so you have to understand practical realities, okay? In the last 2 weeks, Governor Christie's Pension Commission issued a report. It indicated that pension funds in the state of New Jersey were underfunded by $83 billion. We need tax revenue. And one of the ways to raise tax revenue is to build casinos in the north. And it's far better than raising sales taxes. It's far better than raising income taxes. It's far better than other taxes. So I think as a practical matter, we need to raise tax revenues in New Jersey other than raising income taxes and sales taxes. So, and a casino will do that. And a casino in the most densely populated state and in the most densely populated portion of the state will do that. So I think it needs to go through a process, a legislative process first. Needs to go to referendum, which I expect to be November of 2015.
Wow, this year.
Yep. So, keep our fingers crossed. So I think the chances are fairly good.
And there's a lot of people that say, why should horse racing be connected with casinos and receive revenue and receive money? But the economic impact of this sport, not only here at the track, but for green space, for truck sales, trailer sales, hay, grain, horseshoers, the feed man, everybody else connected with it, a huge economic spin-off that people don't realize.
That's exactly right. I mean, if you think about, as opposed to public preservation of open space, if there's an investment in the racing and breeding industry, there'll be private investment in preserving that open space. So you'll have more acres preserved, number one. Number two, you'll create jobs. We expect that we'll create about 6,000 new jobs with an investment in the racing and breeding industry that is similar to the investments made in Ohio and New York and Pennsylvania. So I think that, and in addition to that, we expect at least another $200 million of tax revenue to be generated just on account of the horse racing industry and ancillary industries. So it's a great investment by the state into creating jobs, into preserving open space, and into raising tax revenues. It's a great return on investment. Much better than betting a 2-to-1 shot here.
Well, Mike Gullotta, it sounds like a win, and a win for not only the horse racing industry, but the state of New Jersey as well. From your lips to God's ears, I hope next year at this time we're talking about the referendum passing and the next step in the process. And thank you very much for the update and what you've done in Haiti, too, with the Grand Bellage project.
Thank you very much, Sam. Thank you for inviting me here.
Mike Gullotta of Deo Valente Farms, our special guest in the Sulky. We'll take a quick time out and bring Hollywood Hayden into the air chair to tee up tonight's racing action.